Hashtag Offset reveals his one regret about marriage to Cardi B. Okay, so Offset just said the quiet part out loud, and I'm not sure the internet is ready for this level of vulnerability from a rapper who once had the audacity to interrupt his wife's concert to apologize with flowers on stage. Yeah, remember that? We'll get to that in a minute. But right now, Migos member and certified drama magnet Offset is sitting down with Keke Palmer, spilling his guts about his biggest regret when it comes to his marriage with Cardi B, and honestly, the confession hit different. Like, way different than anyone expected. If you thought this was going to be another typical celebrity non-apology apology, think again. Welcome to Celebrity Treadmill, where we break down the messiest, most jaw-dropping moments in Hollywood. And today we're diving deep into Offset's brutally honest admission about what went wrong with one of hip-hop's most explosive relationships. Before we get into all the tea, do yourself a favor and hit that subscribe button and smash that notification bell. Because trust me, you don't want to miss when we drop the next bombshell about your favorite celebrities. We keep it real, we keep it spicy, and we definitely keep it entertaining. So let's rewind for just a second and set the stage here. Offset and Cardi B, the relationship that had more twists and turns than a soap opera written by someone with serious trust issues and a flair for the dramatic. These two have been through it all, the highs, the lows, the cheating scandals, the public makeups, the breakups, the Instagram rants, the deleted tweets, and enough drama to fuel an entire season of reality television. And last summer, it all came crashing down when Cardi B filed for divorce. Again, except this time, it felt different. It felt final. The kind of final where you change your relationship status, unfollow on social media, and start posting cryptic quotes about knowing your worth. You know the vibe. Now, Offset is out here doing press rounds, sitting across from Keke Palmer on her show, Baby. This is Keke Palmer, and he's getting real. Like, uncomfortably real. The kind of real that makes you put down your phone and actually pay attention, because you can tell something genuine is happening. And when Keke asked him about his relationship with Cardi, about what he learned, about what he would do differently, Offset doesn't dodge the question. He doesn't deflect. He doesn't blame the media or the pressure of fame or the haters. He looks directly at the camera and says, I should have respected her way more. You know what I mean? Boom. Mic drop. 5 words that carry the weight of an entire failed marriage. Let's unpack that for a second, because this is not your typical celebrity breakup commentary. This isn't some vague statement about growing apart or wanting different things or needing to focus on themselves. Offset is specifically saying he didn't respect Cardi B enough. Respect. That word is doing some heavy lifting right now. And we need to talk about what that really means in the context of their relationship. Because when you look back at everything that went down between these two, respect, or the lack of it, was kind of through line the entire time. Here's the thing about Offset and Cardi B that always made their relationship so fascinating and so frustrating to watch. On paper, they made sense. Two incredibly talented artists at the top of their game, building an empire together, creating a family, living that celebrity lifestyle that most people can only dream about. But underneath all that glitz and glamour was a pattern of behavior that anyone with even a shred of emotional intelligence could see was toxic. The cheating allegations that seemed to pop up every few months like clockwork. The public apologies that felt more performative than genuine. The constant cycle of breaking up and getting back together that had everyone confused about whether they were actually in love or just addicted to the drama. And Cardi, bless her heart, she tried. She really did. This woman defended Offset more times than anyone should ever have to defend their partner. She went to bat for him on social media. She explained away his mistakes. She gave him chance after chance after chance. And every single time, it seemed like he found a new way to mess it up. Remember when those videos surfaced of him allegedly getting a little too cozy with other women? Remember when Cardi had to address cheating rumors while she was pregnant? Remember when she literally said in an interview that she knew about his infidelities but chose to stay anyway because that's what she wanted to do? The internet had opinions. Let me tell you, everyone and their mother had something to say about why Cardi should leave, why she deserved better, why she was setting a bad example by staying with someone who clearly didn't value her. But here's where it gets complicated. And this is a part that I think a lot of people miss when they're quick to judge celebrity relationships from the outside. Cardi B is not stupid. She's not naive. She's not some helpless victim who doesn't know her own worth. This is a woman who came from the bottom, worked her way up through sheer determination and talent, built an empire, and became one of the biggest names in music. She knew what she was doing when she stayed with Offset. She made a choice, whether we agreed with it or not. And I think that's what makes Offset's admission so powerful. He's not sitting here trying to paint himself as the victim or make excuses. He's owning the fact that he didn't treat her the way she deserved to be treated. That takes a level of self-awareness that, frankly, we don't see that often in celebrity culture. Now, let's talk about that infamous moment that I mentioned earlier, because we absolutely cannot discuss Offset's lack of respect without bringing up the concert incident. December 2018. Cardi B is performing at Rolling Loud Festival in Los Angeles. She's in the middle of her set, doing her thing, entertaining thousands of fans, and out of nowhere, Offset shows up on stage uninvited with a massive display of flowers that spelled out, "Take me back, Cardi." The audacity, the absolute nerve of this man to think that interrupting his wife's professional moment, her performance, her spotlight, was somehow a romantic gesture. Cardi's face said everything. She was not happy. She was embarrassed. She was furious. And the internet? The internet went absolutely nuclear. Because even though Offset probably thought he was doing some grand romantic gesture straight out of a rom-com, what he actually did was disrespect Cardi's space, her career, and her autonomy in front of the entire world. That moment right there encapsulates everything that was wrong with their dynamic. Offset's apologies were always big and public and dramatic, but they were also always about him, about his feelings, his need for forgiveness, his desire to be seen as a good guy. They were never really about Cardi or what she needed or how his actions affected her. And I think that's what he's finally starting to understand now. Respect isn't about grand gestures or expensive gifts or public declarations. It's about the everyday choices you make. It's about being faithful. It's about being honest. It's about treating your partner like an equal, not like a possession or a prize that you can win back whenever you feel like putting in the effort. The timing of this interview is also worth noting because it's coming at a point where both Offset and Cardi have moved on. Well, supposedly. The divorce was filed last summer, and while there have been rumors of reconciliation here and there, because let's be honest, these two have a pattern, it seems like this time might actually be different. Cardi's been focusing on her music, her business ventures, her kids. She's been living her life, posting on social media, looking happy and healthy and like a woman who is thriving without the weight of a toxic relationship dragging her down. And Offset? He's been doing the interview circuit, being reflective, trying to grow, trying to learn from his mistakes. It's giving redemption arc, and I'm not mad at it. But let's keep it real for a second. Words are nice. Admissions of wrongdoing are a good start, but actions are what really matter. And the question everyone wants to know is whether Offset has actually changed or whether this is just another chapter in the same old story. Is he genuinely learning and growing, or is this just good PR? Is he really understanding what respect means, or is he just saying what he thinks people want to hear? Time will tell, but I will say this. The fact that he's being specific about his regrets, the fact that he's naming the actual issue instead of hiding behind vague platitudes, that's at least a step in the right direction. Let's also talk about what this means for Cardi B, because this isn't just Offset's story. It's hers too. And I think there's something incredibly powerful about watching someone who has been publicly disrespected and humiliated multiple times finally choose themselves. Finally say enough is enough. Finally walk away from a situation that wasn't serving them anymore. Cardi could have stayed. She could have kept forgiving. She could have kept making excuses. But she didn't. And that decision, that choice to prioritize her own peace and happiness over trying to save a marriage that was clearly broken, that's growth. That's strength. That's the kind of thing that young women and men need to see modeled in a world that often tells us that love means suffering, that relationships require sacrifice, that we should stick out no matter how bad it gets. The broader conversation this brings up is about respect in relationships and why it's the foundation of everything else. You can have chemistry, you can have passion, you can have love, but without respect, none of it matters. Without respect, you don't have trust. Without respect, you don't have partnership. Without respect, You don't have a relationship, you have a situation. And I think that's what Offset is finally realizing. All the apologies in the world don't mean anything if the fundamental respect isn't there. All the gifts and the grand gestures and the public declarations of love are just noise if you're not backing them up with actual respectful behavior. And on that note, I want to hear from you. What do you think about Offset's admission? Do you believe he's genuinely changed, or is this just talk? Do you think Cardi and Offset will ever get back together, or is this really the end? Drop your thoughts in the comments because I love hearing what you all think. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into one of hip-hop's messiest relationships, make sure you hit that like button. Share this video with your friends who love celebrity drama as much as you do. And of course, stay subscribed to Celebrity Treadmill because we got so much more coming your way. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.